This segment of Trendin HD magazine is brought to you by
Hi, thanks for having me. Well, I'd like to think of myself as a Jamaica's culinary son. I'm a professional chef, entrepreneur, just your everyday humble guy. I love cooking, I love entrepreneurship, I love giving back, and I love food. Did I mention that? My childhood was okay, I guess, average. I moved around a lot as a kid, so I think that kind of helped me to become a people person almost. I grew up in a family, a nuclear family, so my mom and dad were married for 17 years. I'm the middle child of 3 kids, so I have an older brother and a younger sister. And went to Jamaica College. And it's during that time I developed a love for cooking. I had nothing to do with Jamaica College, but you know, I was going through the motions at JC. But I found the love during that time. So I had a pretty okay childhood. A lot of people think I grew up rich. So far from it. But I grew up in a home where I wasn't in any major need of anything. So I wasn't starving. I never have all the latest clothes or games or whatever the case is. But my mom worked very hard to ensure that we have everything that we needed, not necessarily wanted. From I can remember myself, I wanted to become a chef. I want to become an executive chef. It's still a goal of mine. I've achieved it on the educational front. So it's just to now do it in like a hotel basis, right? I've done it. I was the executive chef from my own restaurant at one point in time. And for now, I just want to move on from that to become a corporate chef, to own a chain of restaurants, different things fuel my ambition. But my earliest ambition was to become an executive chef. Cuisines, merging cuisines, it's a tricky thing. If it's done right, it's beautiful. You know, a lot of time people use it as an excuse to just mix up a lot of things and call it and make it a name. When you actually fuse it properly, you get something magical. So if you fuse, for example, for me, in my restaurant, my coming up, I tend to merge Jamaican and Italian, Jamaican and French, sometimes Asian, and you get really interesting flavors because you borrow one technique from one cuisine and you fuse it with the flavors that you have available in the Caribbean. Or you use a Caribbean technique and you use the ingredients that are not really traditional to Jamaicans. So I don't want to get into the food or anything, but yeah, I really am for it, you know, if it's done properly. Oh boy, why did I feel that question was coming next? So, best fusion I've created, probably 2 I can think of. One is a French and Jamaican fusion. So it's where I did a roasted beef tenderloin. I picked this up while working as a personal chef at the French embassy. And they love beef tenderloin, so filet steak. And they have a traditional marinade that they use red wine and mustard. And it acts in 2 ways. It flavors the beef and it tenderizes it even more. So what I do is mix that red wine mustard marinade with Jamaican ingredients like scallion, scotch bonnet, jerk seasoning. And then you put in butter and a little rosemary while you finish it up. And once you cut through that slice of beef, it's like you get this intense flavor of Jamaican food, like that peppery, well seasoned to the bone kind of flavor, and this earthy red wine kind of sweetish finish, and it's just beautiful. The other fusion it was an Italian and Jamaican fusion, which is probably more popular than myself, is oxtail lasagna that I developed when I had my restaurant a few years ago. and that hit the place by storm. And I came up with it I mean, most people I know love oxtail, unless you don't eat meat. If you eat meat, you love oxtail. And if you don't love oxtail, you probably haven't tasted it yet. And just like I wanted something different to do with a lasagna, and I don't know how it came to me. It's just like I wanted to stand out and just like use oxtail. And I mean, I didn't expect it to take off that well as it did, but it was interesting. One thing I haven't figured out, I always wanted to do like a curry goat lasagna, but I talked to my mother about it, and I can't really get the cheese and the goat mixture good yet. I'm trying to find a good cheese. But I will get it. When you see I do it, you'll see it pop up. I don't think I can say that on camera. Guilty pleasure. Wine, I'd probably say wine. I really do love wine and rum, actually. And a lot of people, like when they drink wine, they don't normally drink rum, and who drink rum don't drink wine. I love every fine alcohol there is out there. I think that would be my guilty pleasure. What's my favorite hobby? Diving. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I'm an avid diver. I'm actually a certified scuba diver, and I volunteer my time outside of the kitchen, spending a lot of time in the White River Sanctuary, and it's something that we work under the umbrella of the Sandals Foundation as well. And we protect the reefs by planting corals and coral gardening, and that will it really breathes life into the reef and protect our beaches, you know. So I've dived and I've seen, like, I've never seen so much parrotfish come back, because I mean it's really depleted. And from the parrotfish, you get these other little groups of fishes, and then you just see this whole ecosystem develop. It's just a myriad of colors. It's really incredible under there. If I could stay under there for like a whole day, I would, but our bodies are not designed for that, unfortunately. But I do scuba and I do free diving, and I like both actually, but free diving have the freedom without the equipment and stuff. It's just a limitation of, you know, how long you can hold your breath underneath the water. But I mean, diving 30 meters, 60 meters without oxygen is just incredible. It's just like you realize how precious life is, and how like that you can just be gone. I really, all of the above. Exercise, yeah, it's very important. Especially as a chef, it's tough with the hours. To stand on your feet 12 hours a day to 16 hours a day, depending on the functions you have to really exercise. And they say if you can't handle the pressure, stay out of the kitchen. I don't plan to stay out of the kitchen anytime soon. So. Change one thing about myself. I'm not the regret type of person, but if I really had to think about it, I wish I had more patience. I struggle with patience, yeah. But I'm working on it. You know, but it's something that I would change. If you ask me the question, I don't lose sleep over it. Like I dream to change it, but it's something that is a nice virtue, I think. Okay, stuck in a desert. Now, I don't know how many people have been stuck in a desert. I've been in one in my time in Qatar. It's not a nice place to be. So I don't even need 3 things. I just need 2, a beacon and the cure for COVID-19. Because somebody must find me quick and get me the hell out of that place. What inspires me? I mean, as a chef in life, various things. One of my early biggest inspirations was my mom. She is the one who got me in the kitchen. After her, it was Gordon Ramsay, and I think primarily still inspires me to this day, just how he has amassed this whole global empire, but still be relatable to his family, his commitment to his family. I read something where one of his busiest days in his restaurant, he doesn't open. I think it's Saturday. He doesn't open. That is like family day for him. And I mean, I find that amazing how he's able to balance that. So he's one of my primary inspiration. I read about him earlier during culinary school, how he was opened a restaurant at 26 years old. I was like, that's impossible. I don't know how he did that. And to see that come full circle around to me opening my restaurant at 26 years old. So I thought that was just incredible. So for me, I follow him a lot. Outside of the chef world, probably 50 Cent. I think he's just an incredible business mind. Very smart guy. Seems street, but it's just like him. Just have this down-to-earth kind of feel to him, where people fear him on the one hand, but him kind of have this crossover to the masses, that appeal that they can come on like ABC channel and that crossover vibe. So I like that those kind of individuals who inspire me. Coping techniques. No, I mean it's tough. COVID-19 is no joke. And I know people out there are really struggling. In some people's situation, there's not much you can really say to say cope. But what I would want to tell people is keep your mind occupied, in whatever way you can. Just I would say to people, read, or if music is what you listen to. I won't encourage people to drugs, but in our culture, weed is a prevalent thing. Use it as a medicine if that's your medicine. Don't drink things that are destructive to you. Don't feed into that. It's easy to feed into that, and then that starts to get into depression and you giving up and that kind of thing. So stay away from those things. Just talk to you have friends. Talk to your friends. Keep in close communication with that, because trust me, it's tough, and it's going to be tough for a couple of months to come. So keep your mind occupied. That's what I say. Your mind feeds your body and your spirit. So I mean, keep those things in check. Another party vibe, so all the above except the party. But I'll do a 1 and 2 party every now and then. Beach for sure is my second love. I think more than ever I have a yearn to travel. I think that's what I'd want to do. But that wouldn't be like right after COVID. That would probably a year or two and everything mellow out and all the second wave and those things pass. Yeah, I think I'd take up traveling. The most important relationship is, personally, I think all relationships are important. Like the ones you have with your mom, your significant other, your best friends, they touch a different side of you. So they're all important. I guess the obvious one, if I had kids, it would be my kids. But I think now it's like my mom. My mom is the most important because, I feel lucky that I still have her to talk to for her to counsel me. And not a lot of people have that privilege. And time is a hell of a thing. Like it's gonna deplete. And I just cherish every moment I have with her until that unfortunate time, whether to come now or not. Yeah, for sure. I would definitely want to be a father. In the current climate of things, it's kind of, disheartening sometimes. And it's tough in Jamaica, but one day, yeah. If it doesn't happen, I'm not too depressed about it either. But if it does happen, and I'm working towards it happening, yeah, for sure, I'll embrace it. Listen, as I said, I grew up in a nuclear family, so both parents are equally important. I can't say a mother is more important than the father, and the father is more important than the mom. Like, they both bring their own attributes to the table. And for a child, he needs certain attributes and bonding from his mom, and he needs the same from his dad. The dad well, for me, my dad instilled that discipline really early, and that has stuck with me right throughout. There's certain things that I don't need to do or feel an urge to, you know, because I was exposed to certain things as a younger individual, and that grew and shaped me. My brother had a lot to do with that too. Where my father left off, my brother picked up. He was my first role model, you know what I mean? So it's important to have that male structure in the family, you know. The father is an indispensable asset. All right, quote. I have a lot of them. I used to do this thing in my restaurant where I put up the schedule and I used to write on it like a quote for every week. One of the ones that stood out to me in my mind now, I remember, it's a quote by Plato that says, wise men speak when they have something to say, fools speak because they have to say something. And I thought it's something that, you know, for me personally, it's like it stood out because I'm always that kind of reserved and I'm always observing. So I want to think about what I say before I actually say something stupid.